What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to TTB Ravens Media, bringing you Ravens content every single day. If you want to see daily Ravens content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below and hit the notification bell as well if you want to get notified every single time I upload a brand new video. Now, in this video today, I want to know what you guys are thinking as well about this topic, because I'm going to be talking about the AFC North and the biggest competition the Baltimore Ravens have trying to win that division. Because believe me, the Baltimore Ravens' goal this season, the expectation is for them to win the AFC North and not be one of the worst teams to win a division in the AFC. The goal is to be the best team in the NFL. That is the expectation for this team. That is the expectation for the AFC North. But there's some competition. Obviously, the Cincinnati Bengals went to the Super Bowl last year. The Browns made some moves. The Steelers made some moves. So let me know in the comment section down below who you feel is the biggest threat to win the AFC North if it's not going to be the Baltimore Ravens. But I'm going to give my overall thoughts about all the teams and the moves that they kind of made overall in the offseason. And then I'm going to give my opinion. But let's start off with the Cleveland Browns. Now, the Cleveland Browns, obviously the big move that they made was bringing in Deshaun Watson. However, there's questions as to whether or not Deshaun Watson will be able to play this season. Now, some people have speculated he misses half the season. Some people have speculated he misses the entire season. I don't believe there's been an official ruling out yet. However, because of the growing belief that he may not be able to play this season, I'm going to act like he's not playing this season. And so that means Baker Mayfield is the quarterback. But Baker Mayfield may not even play. So, there's a likely chance that the quarterback for the Cleveland Browns is not good. Like, not good at all. That is going to be very beneficial to the Baltimore Ravens. But I do I love watching Deshaun Watson play. I like watching Baker Mayfield play, but there's a chance we don't see either of them play. They did bring in Amari Cooper. They lost Odell, obviously, in the middle of last season, but, no Jarvis Landry. It's going to be really tough for them. But if they do get Deshaun Watson, they are a threat. I just don't want to say that they have him right now because it's just too high up in the air right now to call it. Now, getting into the next team, I'm going to talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, the Pittsburgh Steelers, this is an interesting team. They obviously drafted, maybe the quarterback of the future at pick number 20 in Kenny Pickett. I believe the final, or the next rookie that needs to sign his rookie contract. The first 19 picks have all signed. He's the 20th one. He needs to sign his rookie contract. But they brought in Kenny Pickett. They also brought in Mitch Trubisky. A lot of Ravens fans are going to dislike me for this, but I really think Mitch Trubisky is a great signing for them. I talked with Steelers fans before they ever made a move like that, and I said, what do you guys think about bringing in Mitch? Because he could be a great player for them to bring in, because I feel like he would be able to run their offense relatively well, and he'd be able to give them an explosive offense. Well, they liked it, and all of a sudden, then the move was made, and I was like, oh, no, I don't want that, because I know a lot of people clown on Mitch Trubisky because he is a meme quarterback. Is he Patrick Mahomes or Deshaun Watson? No, he is not. However, he's an average quarterback in the NFL, I believe, and he was drafted as a project. That was the thing about Mitch Trubisky when he was drafted having very little experience in college or high school playing quarterback, and the Bears took the chance on him. The Bears... Fun fact, the Chicago Bears have never had a 4,000-yard passer. Developing quarterbacks is not the strong suit of the Chicago Bears. So, they brought him in, and he ran the ball and handed the ball off and went to the Pro Bowl and, was one of the best teams in the NFL with a great defense. Well, now he gets to go to Pittsburgh, and it's very similar to that situation that he was in Chicago when they ended up going to the playoffs, right? He is going to be able to go out there, hand the ball off to Najee, run read option, and get outside the pocket and use his athleticism to his advantage. The other benefit for him is that he actually has a competent head coach. I never liked the coach that they had back in Chicago, and now I'm blanking on his name. He ended up getting fired, which is good because I feel like he was not a good coach, especially for Mitch Trubisky. He didn't want Mitch. Mitch didn't want him. It was just a really bad situation in Chicago. But in Pittsburgh, Mike Tomlin's a winner. Mike Tomlin has a winning season in every single season of his career. And he had a winning season with Mason Rudolph and Devlin Duck Hodges. Mitch Trubisky is significantly better than those players. I think Mitch Trubisky right now is a better quarterback than Big Ben was last season. Now, is he better than Prime Big Ben? Absolutely not. Prime Big Ben is a great quarterback. Mitch Trubisky, though, will be able to move the ball down the field better than Big Ben did last year, and he's going to be able to be mobile and evade pressure. And he can hand the ball off to Najee Harris and allow the great defense of behind TJ Watt and Minkah Fitzpatrick to do that work. I fully expect him to win the quarterback competition. I don't think Kenny Pickett is going to be playing. I don't think Kenny Pickett is very good. If he starts, that's a great thing for the Baltimore Ravens. If Mitch Trubisky starts, it's a meh thing for the Ravens. It's not great. It's not horrible. Obviously, if the Steelers had gotten, a better quarterback, like if they just brought in Deshaun Watson, they would be even better than if they brought in Mitch. But overall, they brought in Mitch, which I think is an improvement. And then finally, let's talk about the Cincinnati Bengals. The biggest thing about the Cincinnati Bengals was they get more experience. That's the biggest thing. Jamar Chase is now in year 2. Joe Burrow is now basically in year 2 because he got injured very quickly into his rookie season, but year 3, but he has a full season under his belt. This team is hungry. This team wants to get back to the Super Bowl, and they want to win. They were very disappointed with how the Super Bowl ended up turning out. Like, this is a team that they believe can go back and win. Joe Burrow is a believer. Joe Burrow is a doer. Joe Burrow is a winner. That is one of the things that, they drafted him for. Well, he's going to be having a chip on his shoulder trying to get back to the Super Bowl. So, I've kind of given the rundown on all 3 of the teams. I believe that the biggest threat to the Baltimore Ravens is the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, is this because of their offense? No, it's because of their defense. Lamar Jackson has struggled against one team in his career, all right? That's the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's the only team that has ever been able to limit Lamar Jackson. There have been teams that Lamar Jackson struggles to beat, like the Kansas City Chiefs, but that's not because of Lamar's offense. It's because the Ravens' defense can't stop the Chiefs, right? The Steelers' defense has done a phenomenal job against Lamar Jackson, and that's mostly because of TJ Watt. TJ Watt off the edge has been able to limit Lamar Jackson's read option ability. Lamar never ended up beating Ben Roethlisberger when they both started because Big Ben was a competent quarterback and not Mason Rudolph. Lamar beat Mason Rudolph. That doesn't count. Overall, the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to be a difficult team to score against, and it's going to be very low scoring, and that scares me when I'm thinking about the Baltimore Ravens. Now, do I think the Ravens are better? Yes. Do I think the Ravens should win the division? Yes. But if there's going to be a team that can beat the Ravens out for winning the division, I think it's going to be the Pittsburgh Steelers because of their ability to limit other teams' offenses. It's going to be tough for any team in this division to score on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Nobody's going to be able to block TJ Watt. It's going to be very, very difficult to get past that defense. And then their offense, I feel like, is going to be a lot better. They ended up, towards the end of the season, finally being able to utilize Najee Harris very well because they started really getting him involved in the passing game as well as the running game. Well, Mitch Trubisky is very good with running backs. That was like kind of one of the thing that he did well in Chicago was getting the ball to the running backs, whether it's handing it off, checking it down. That was something that he was actually very good at. Well, he's going to be able to go out there, check it down to Najee, and then also hit Deontay Johnson, who's a very good route runner, and Chase Claypool deep. I feel like this team is the biggest threat to the Baltimore Ravens. I'm not saying it's impossible for the Bengals to be a bigger threat. I just don't think they're as big a threat as the Steelers. And then the Browns, like I said, if they have Watson, I think that they're probably the biggest threat, but I just don't really expect right now them to have Deshaun Watson. But let me know in the comment section down below what you guys are thinking. Who's the biggest threat to the Baltimore Ravens in the AFC North? The Bengals, the Steelers, or the Browns? Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe for daily Ravens content, and I will see all of you again tomorrow.